Hello, fans. I'm the PC Expert Amateur, and we're going to take a look at. Well, I don't know who actually made this fan because it's not marked on the fan. It was sold by a vendor called EN Labs or N Labs. This will be, I think, the third product that I've reviewed that was sold by them, or is it the fourth? The last time I reviewed something from them, it was one of the. What was it? Oh yeah, it was the power supply tester. That was crap, and they said they refunded my money and they said throw it away. So, yeah, it's not really worth much of anything. I mean, anyways, this one is very mysterious. I think I actually have fans like this in my inventory already that I have reviewed. It does have a bunch of protuberances on the concave side of the blades, and also on the convex end of the on the convex side. Yeah, just convex side. Over here, you might be able to see that there are, and it's really hard to show you, but I think you can see, there we go. You can see that there are these like kind of grooves that make it look kind of like there are dull teeth on there on the convex side. So we've got stuff on both sides. In theory, it's supposed to do something. It also has these pretty green cushions. Unfortunately, it is 3-pin and Molex D. So, not unfortunately, actually, you can do, what do you call it? Daisy chaining. Unfortunately, with 2 pins, you can also plug it into the power supply. So, you can either daisy chain or plug it into the power supply, but you cannot plug both of these in to the motherboard and the power supply. You will burn out the fans. If you're lucky, that's all you burn out and not your motherboard or parts of your motherboard. So don't plug it into both the motherboard and power supply. Choose one or the other. I'd say just use it for daisy chaining because running this with 2 wires, like this, is just going to put it at maximum speed. So, sorry I can't give you more information on that. A lot of these vendors, they don't get complete information from the manufacturers. The manufacturers don't do complete testing and so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and listen to this. Wow, that starts really low, which is impressive in a way. I can hear ticking from the bearings, but this is moving slowly. If my eyes were really fast, I could probably watch the blades moving, but my eyes aren't fast. But yeah, the bearings are definitely making a noise. I am hearing some very brief and quiet harmonic resonances. There's another one. Maybe another? That might have been another. Now, one of the nice things about fans with translucent or transparent blades is you get some very interesting visual effects like this. So it gives you a 3-dimensional effect because, of course, the blades are 3-dimensional. And it looks like the lights are going from the edge of or maybe, yeah, I guess you could say from the ring inward toward the hub where they get dimmer and dimmer. So it's a very nice effect that I personally appreciate, even though I don't really give a crap about LED fans. And you can kind of see it on the back, although it's rather different that way. But yeah. As far as what this fan is good for, not much. It is very low static pressure, so maybe I'm going to say 0.2. So you really can't use it for much other than the exhaust on a case. Maybe probably not, but maybe intake. I would just use it as exhaust though. So, these are generally very cheap to find. If you see this for more than, I would say you shouldn't pay for more than $6 for this kind of fan, but, it depends on the vendor. Unfortunately, there are vendors out there that will buy a fan or a tester or whatever, and they'll mark them up hugely. So, like when I was looking for testers, the testers I found, same exact tester, ranged anywhere from about, I think, $10 up to $40 for the exact same tester from different vendors, because different vendors are whatever, they're greedy. The level of greediness. Anyways, if you can please help me out by liking, subscribing, sharing, and commenting. I'm going to be having shoulder surgery on December 13th. Yes, I'm going to be replacing this part. Well, the doctor, not me. I'm not going to be chopping myself up. The doctor is going to be chopping me up, putting some metal parts in here because I screwed it up at work, and Amazon and Sedgwick don't want to be held responsible for what obviously happened at work. In fact, it also is because of Amazon violating 2 different policies that it has that would have prevented this injury from happening to me, which is really irritating. So, I've got a lawyer. Anyways, in the meantime, I will be off work 3 to 4 months, which means I'm going to be earning about $10 to $12 an hour after taxes and benefits have been taken away from the amount that I do get, in theory. So in reality, it's not going to be very much money. Fortunately, I do have some support from the government. But yeah, it's going to suck. And so if you want to help me build this channel, please like, subscribe, share, and comment. Even a short comment helps. The YouTube's algorithm wants to see lots of activity like that from many different people. The more it sees of that, the more it believes, oh, this is a fan, or this is a video that deserves lots of fans. Get the joke? Sorry, couldn't resist. If you want to help me financially so that I can continue to work toward building an AMD computer, because my next step is to test air and water coolers, that would be fantastic, but please make sure you let me know that it is for the AMD computer rather than for my general financial situation or for buying other kinds of things like coolers and stuff, because Black Friday is coming up, and if I've got money, it'd be nice to be able to put into that. But hey, if you can't, I understand. The lowest tier is $1. Then there's $3, $5, $10, and so on. So if you cannot do anything more than $1, or you can't even afford that, I totally get it. I've been there. I have been there. Trust me. I just happen to get a decent enough income at this point that I can do what I've been doing. But I'm getting to the point where it's probably I should stop at least for a while with making purchases, which is really hard to do. It's kind of addictive. Anyways, let's go ahead and look at the specs before I babble for another hour.
Okay, the NLabs Green LED 11-001-371GN is a $13.12 fan. So remember, I said that fan shouldn't cost you more than about $6. This is overpriced, so don't buy this particular one from that vendor, I mean. Made in China, 120 by 25 millimeters. No information on what it's compliant with, lifespan, warranty, 33. It's got 33 green LEDs, 110 grams, 9 blades, 105 millimeters between the mounting holes, 1,600 RPMs. It's supposed to be, but this cheap thing only spins up to about 1,000 RPMs. So, yeah, it's irritating that they've sold it and it doesn't do what they say. But, they undoubtedly didn't bother to test. It is plus or minus 10%, but 10% of 1,600 isn't 1,000. Yeah, 50 to 55 CFMs of airflow, around, honestly, I'm going to say 0.2 to 0.5 millimeters of static pressure, but I think I'm being overly generous. 16 decibels, which I think is pretty accurate. 35.5 centimeter long fan cable. It does have daisy chainable abilities because of that MolXD, but it is not sleeve. 3-pin DC plus Molex D connectors, sleeve bearings, which is why it makes so much noise, and it will get noisier as it gets older with use. 12 volts, 2.76 watts, 0.23 amps. It does not have any indicators for direction of rotation and flow. Turns in a clockwise direction. Comes with 4 fan bolts and corner cushions.
I'm sorry to do this, but I need to ask for your help. Because Amazon and Sedgwick won't take responsibility for the injury I sustained at work, that is going to cause me to have my shoulder replaced on November 29th of 2024. I'm going to be off of work for 3 to 4 months, and the pay that I'll be getting from Amazon during that time, because Sedgwick will not pay me anything, will be after taxes and benefits, probably somewhere in the area of $10, maybe $12, something like that, per hour of a 40-hour week. And so that's going to be very financially troublesome for me, to put it mildly. I mean, just my rent alone is like $1,150, and then there are all the other expenses. I do have some help, but I do appreciate it if anybody is willing to help. You can join my channel, Glenn's Fast Reviews, or you can go to patreon.com/GlennMII and become a member there. If you can't safely do that, please don't, though. I don't want anybody financially getting into trouble trying to help me. That would just that would make me feel really, really bad, as if somehow I was responsible for the choice you made, even though it was your choice. So if you can't, that's okay. It's okay. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. Hope you have a great day.